Yo,
Wait, what? We're live.
what's up, guys? So, listen, welcome. I know it's been a minute, man. Me and George, we're not together right now, but we're gonna let a couple people flow in. Um, we got a lot of topics, but George, when I was sending you the names, dude,
Oh,
I was like, did you put that we're live with this sports talk?
yeah, we're in our group and your page.
Okay.
Our page
Um,
and your page. Because if I go live on the group, it just says me. So I'd rather just do it live at the talk and then live with you.
right. Um, so So man, I thought it was like I was sitting there laughing like I was like, George is gonna get tired of me. Like Luke, what's up, man? Stilly, my dog, what's up, man? I hope all is well. Representing Oklahoma. You know I really want to go to Oklahoma, but then like I'm scared because of like the history of Oklahoma. So like I feel like I don't belong there. Like
I'm afraid you're
Oklahoma
gonna
don't
get
feel like the
bombed.
place for me. Like it's one of the yo. I got the sleepy giggles right now, so like everything is funny.
You're goofy.
But hey, man. So uh, let's talk about how we feel now that the group has been what? It's been here for 3 months now. I think we're right at that 3 month mark. Just a little past it. No, March, April, May, May to June. Yeah. So on its third month. Um, I'll let you go, and then I'll go ahead and tell how I feel.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, we're very excited. We want to thank everybody that's done this. Again, we say it time and time again whenever we do our videos. We're trying to create new content for you. Um, Again, I don't know how many people tuned in this past Sunday or was able to check out the videos from Sunday, but we started doing kind of like a collaboration with a group of friends of ours, Fourth and 15. They're trying to get their stuff started too. So we're trying to bring on some people that I think we can have some good conversations with. Trying to live up the content. Like some people have talked about, again, people are starting to get kind of tired of the MJ and LeBron debates. I mean, it's hard because that's the only thing that's been pretty relevant outside of the draft, UFC, and then the golf is starting to pick back up. So again, that's the only recent like actual live sports that we've had. If you want to look at the Last Dance is live sports. So again, we're trying to do our best to do some stuff. So the biggest thing we got onto the video tonight is to see kind of where you guys are mentally with the group, but then also kind of where your feelings are at um, with maybe what you want to see more out of us, more out of the group. Like anything else, we're trying our damnedest to try to get content out to keep people entertained. Thankfully, I mean, it seems like we constantly have people adding people, so we're hoping that we're driving enough content that's keeping people entertained. But again, that's my biggest thing is we don't want to get it dry where people are saying this content's shit, or feeling like we're posting the same repetitive shit. Um,
Yeah,
that's
because
my-
then how I feel about it, and I to the opposite. I look at it like the LeBron Jordan debate, man. Like I can sit there and argue about this all day long.
well, that's because you love LeBron.
Well, it's not even just because everybody sure because I love LeBron, man. Like forever, that will be my guy. Like you can tell me anything in the world about LeBron James, and I'll be like, yeah, cool. Like yeah, he choked in the 2011 finals. Like I agree, but this man, like you can't tell me you wouldn't want a 17-year career like LeBron James compared like I don't know, but I can have that debate every day. But I understand that people are like, all right, you're beating the same drum. Let's drop it. And so me and you, I think being the co-owners, man, people. I don't know if they really understand how much work me and you put on behind the scenes and how much we care about it. And I think that's the biggest part that I want people to understand is like we care so much about it that we are staying out up all nights and hours. 3 in the morning, me and you are talking about a show, or me and you are talking at 3 in the morning about t-shirts, and I'm up at 2 in the morning talking to Miss Michelle. Which, by the way, shout out to Bombshell Bowling. If you haven't tuned in to bombshell.com, bombshellbowling.com, go ahead and look at her shirts. She's coming up with face masks for the coronavirus. Also, coming up soon, we'll have a website for you to order her shirts, our shirts directly through her. So I think for me, and we've been talking about doing this because we feel like, yeah, we're doing good, but we want to be better. Like we're not fine with where we're at. And that's just a part of the mentality you instilled to me and you got instilled to you by Wiley, where it's like, yeah, it's great. It's great to be at like Loudmouth Sports Talk is what everybody wants to be a part of right now. But like, how do we make it better? And how do we make it so that people will continue to add people and people will continue to build and order shirts? And like, we want to take ideas about shirts. We want to take ideas about topics, what sports you want to see more. Are we talking about too many sports? Are we posting too much stuff? Like it gets to the point where, because I don't know about you, but because I created the page and the group, I get double notifications.
Yeah.
You get that too?
Yeah. Again,
Where it's
like if I post something where
it
people
says George
posting-
Frisch fucking posted something, and you're like, you don't think I know that I posted it?
Yeah.
Like so it gets to the point where, for me, I feel like at sometimes it gets hard for us to stay in tune with what all is being posted. So this is just kind of us on here just wanting to put this video out, because the good thing is that we know people watch this show after and they'll catch up with it after. So even if nobody comments right now, just we want people to hear like, hey, what do we need to do? Where do we need to be at with with everything? Like, sports are hopefully starting back up second week of June. Like the Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, and Peyton Manning thing. I don't know if you got to catch that, but it was on Hulu, so I was watching that a little bit.
I got to see bits and pieces of it, but I was working,
Yeah.
so I caught it like when I was on break and stuff. But
yeah,
that again, it was entertaining.
Yeah, and then like you said, like I've been watching WWE and I've been hooked on WWE stuff for like I'm like into the TV when it comes to like the Undertaker Last Ride thing, man. Like I'm all about it. So yeah, man, I think we're doing great. And like I said, the best part was when I was when I was down in DC, every single day somebody was coming up to me like, hey man, what's going on with Loudmouth? Like, when are y'all doing a show? When are y'all doing this? Or y'all starting a podcast? When is the podcast coming on? So I think, again, I sound like you saying again, you're a bad influence.
I'm a horrible influence.
John D'Angelo's in here. You know, has anybody told y'all look alike?
Huh?
Has anybody told you and John?
Yeah, I'm just a fatter, out of shape version.
Yeah, you're like the before and after a fucking
quarantine.
What is that? Like a nutrition thing. Like
I was gonna say before and after quarantine, but sure, that works too. That's why he's my boy.
And he's like the polar opposite. So like, you can say before and after he found Jesus. You can say before.
Yeah.
I'm just playing, John. You know you my dog.
I'm a bad influence on that man.
Like, dude,
Most of
literally
the dumb
did.
shit that we did in Erie was probably because of me, or semi influenced by me.
Yeah. Dude.
You're right.
I think he's watching it.
He probably is.
He's like, what the hell?
He's like, how the fuck did I get involved in this?
Like, I have nothing to do with it. What else?
I'm messing with all of our graphics. Being bored.
Yeah, t-shirt orders.
Again, huge shout out for everybody that flooded through and ordered so far. Again, we had a bunch of people order a bunch. But again, reach out to family. Again, I know I've heard back from multiple people that I'm friends with that are on the page that everybody's loving the quality of the t-shirt. Again, that was a huge thing that me and Courtney spent a long time searching out shirts and stuff like that. I mean, it's great having Michelle help us out with being able to bring, again, this high quality of a shirt for, again, our page. I mean, I'm overly joyed with the quality of everything that we've had so far. What are you doing?
My legs are hurting, man.
Old ass man.
Huh?
Said you're an old ass man.
Yeah, man. My legs, like, I can't. I don't know. Like, I can't feel them. I just got out the shower, so
I can't feel them.
Seriously, dude, it's like the experience of like not being able to feel your legs. You just never get used to that. Like, it's like a numb feeling where they just go numb, and then you start to realize like, hey, I need to start trying to move my toes to remember. But in all honesty, like, for us, man, and we can't say this enough. Like, shout out, love the shirts. Just ordered more. Seriously, the comfiest shirt I own by far. Hey, shout out to you, Mackenzie. I can't. Let's see if I can pronounce
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kidding. Mackenzie Ehrlich. Damn it! I thought I was about to represent for the black people. So thank you for the comments. I don't think you put up a shirt, Mackenzie, like a picture of you in your shirt.
No, she did.
Where did she put it up at?
On our page.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you edit to the picture thing?
I didn't get an opportunity yet.
So honestly, we want to say from the bottom of our hearts, like, and we mean this. Thank everybody for Ehrlich. Oh, see, we're close. Or Ehrlich. We're close. We're getting there, George. But we really want to thank everybody. We have a total of 64 shirts ordered. There's a couple 3X, 4X sizes that haven't got shipped out yet, but that's because due to Miss Michelle, she's such a great. I'm so thankful for Bombshell Bowling because Miss Michelle is working her butt off, and everybody she has around her are working her butts off to produce the best shirts. So she'll text me like, "Hey, like we don't like the quality of this shirt," and we knowing that she's not going to send out any bad quality shirts are just absolutely amazing. And the communication with her has been, like George said, a relief. But I want you guys to know that us at Loudmouth are doing everything physically possible to give y'all during this quarantine time, after this quarantine time, give y'all the best thing possible. Like George and I, we will try to, like we have stuff lined up for podcasts and stuff lined up for, we have stuff lined up for a podcast and stuff lined up for a radio station potentially. It's just a matter of this quarantine stuff. So the shirts are, how do you order shirts? Hey, man, that's the best question I got, Jim Keys. So in order to shirt, if you go to Loudmouth Sports Group, look at our announcements. The first announcement you see that pops up has a Google Docs drive that you click the link, you fill it out. It's real simple. It asks you how many shirts are you getting, what size shirt. Well, no, it asks you what size shirt, how many shirts are you getting. Then it asks or you like where you want to ship to, and then you send $20 Cash App or Venmo to our Cash App is Loudmouth Sports Talk, one word, or you go to our Venmo, which is Loudmouth-Sports Talk. George can drop the link right there, but and then we'll get it. We'll get the confirmation. We'll get the payment confirmation, and then we will get it to Miss Michelle. She's working on the fourth batch. I think we're at, George.
Yeah, fourth batch we're at.
Yeah, so we've been blessed, man. Every single shirt, we get super excited. Like I'm telling you, the best notification I think I get, besides from my girlfriend, is when it says Google Docs Loudmouth Sports Talk has a new response. And we have gotten 64, I think we're at. And that has been just such a blessing because when we first made the thing, people talked about, there were 64 people who talked about getting one. And we have 64, but we know we can do more. And so our goal is to bring the best possible shirt, the best possible stickers, the best possible content, the best possible group.
Yeah, it's our next thing we want to really do is start doing stickers. Yeah, we've had people reach out to us asking about that stuff.
Need ladies cut. We have ladies cut, girl. We got
you
you covered, Rhonda. Click the link. I just felt like that had to be said that way. Like I don't
You're
feel like
a goofy fucking bastard.
That her name could have been. I'm looking at. Yo, so George and I are back together when this quarantine stuff are going on. So be prepared for bad stuff to happen. It's gonna be a fun ride, guys. Yep, we got ladies cut. My aunt got one. Next should be hoodies. Again, don't ever do that again. Hoodies. Yeah, I mean everything is possible. We want to make sure that we are being solid, we have a foundation, and that people want them. If we see enough requests about hoodies and we feel like we're making enough money and we can do hoodies, then we'll do hoodies. But it's the hard part for us is to not be able to take that leap of faith because we have families. Like I just got out the Marine Corps. So we love it so much, but also it's like that like panic step. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, can I jump off this ledge and trust that there's something under us to catch us? So that's a big part of it too. And I feel like me and George, we've been talking and frustrated with each other. Like, I don't know why, but George will call me and we'll start arguing about nothing just because we care so much about each other and we care so much about the brand and we got each other's back.
A valid statement.
What?
So that's a valid statement.
Yeah, that we just know we want to be successful with this because we care so much about it. And so we just decided to come on here and just talk to you guys and see how y'all felt about it. I'd get down with the judía. That's a judía. That sounds like a Mexican sandwich. I'm about to get a judía. No, I'm just kidding. Cruise sweatshirts, hats, whatever you guys make. Also, thanks for your service, Courtney. Thank you. I appreciate it. The Marine Corps was a blessing.
You read that so bad. I think Plexico Burrs could read that better. Tahi, Taha. It's okay. I'll get you a box of crayons.
Woo! I feel like Ray Lewis pregame when I see a box of crayons.
You're special.
About to do the squirrel dance.
Oh, what did they use? I forget what they used. I saw somebody posted a video using his Ray Lewis entrance, and I was dying laughing. I can't remember what it is now, though. But it was hysterical.
Hey, if you don't remember, hydrate or die, folks. Hydrate or die. Hydrate or die.
You would get one with a sippy straw.
Dude, I'm fucking like 7 years old. Do you not see me with
If
Paw
that.
Patrol mask?
If that.
She said red crayon. And then look at my boy Jason. He's like, crayon? He's a former Marine too. Oh, I'm about to piss myself. Do you guys have any way for people to get your basic logo so people could use it to put on their own like hats and other merch? I know that doesn't make you any money, but it would be advertising. Just
Yeah,
curious.
JD, we could always talk. I know me and Courtney wanted to talk to you about doing something down the line with the fellowship that you're doing. So I know we've been, me and him have discussed that. But yeah, I can reach out to you. I can send you whatever logo you want. Just let me know. Crayons are needed. Jimmy Key says he got you on the scented crayons.
I don't know about scented crayons.
And your boy Jason said I perked up when I heard crayons. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my goodness, guys. Don't tease me like that. Crayons merch.
Crayons. Oh, don't get us going with naming crayon colors.
Hey, babe. I'm going to show. I'm going to call you right back. Dude. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your screen blacked out for a second, but I can hear you.
Only when the box has a sharpener on it, that's a flex. Jason, you're on to something there. John legit 100 with the sharpener. Oh man. Dude. Loudmouth Sports Talk crayons.
Now that we actually got some people rolling in here in the chats, anything you guys want to see content-wise from us? Any sports that you feel that got neglected? I know Courtney wants to put more bowling in there.
Absolutely. Shout out
I know
to
the live
BBJ.
sports is obviously hindering a lot, but again, if there's like a sport or, I mean, as long as it's sport related, we'll gladly cover it, figure it out.
What is going on in these comments?
Well, they're going in. It's hysterical.
When you send a smirk face, you made it in life. That's dude, this water is so good.
What is it? Tap water from Bellevue?
I'm not in Bellevue.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so as George said,
I blacked out. I was looking for something on Facebook. Now I couldn't remember what it was.
dude, I forgot we were even doing a talk show.
No, we're not really doing a talk show. If
Is
anything, this is
eating
9 times
crayon
out of 10 what we do anyway.
is crayon eating a sport? If so, please cover that.
Dude, there's so many weird fucking things in this world right now. There's some asshole doing it.
So did you know that baseball is going to be a part of the Olympics?
Yeah, they're talking about getting lacrosse in the Olympics too.
NASCAR Truck Series is on FS1 right now, and on ESPN2 is the NBA 2K.
See, the only thing my issue is esports really sports?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
So
The kid from Fortnite made $14 million to win the tournament.
I can't.
What was the Puppy Bowl? What was the Puppy Bowl be?
I mean, is the Puppy Bowl sports? I mean, is that a thing?
It's all fun and games till a pit bull fights a Rottweiler and turns from a Puppy Bowl to a Michael. Never mind. I ain't gonna say easy.
I mean, to be fair, that's
dude. I gotta go to work at my new job and remember that I'm not in the Marine Corps. That's gonna be the hardest
God
thing.
bless.
I'm going to try not to go to jail.
Fuck.
If you don't hear from me tomorrow, Courtney, I got some learning books you can borrow to help read. Hey, I got 2 fingers. So fuck yourself. Sorry, I'm kidding. I'm just.
Oh shit. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up. I'm trying to look at 2 different screens. Why should you guys throw shots at me like that? That must be your family. It's like born into you guys to be mean to me or black people in general.
All right, I want to turn on the 2K League esport thing, and I don't fuck it. The one creative player has a fucking Dewey on.
Courtney, you're easy to be mean to, bro. It's because so everybody knows I'm really the nicest person in the world. So I'm an easy target because I just talk and talk and talk.
Well, yeah, it's just funny to go in on you.
Yeah, it's all fun and games till I shoot something. Never mind. I need to stop saying stuff like that. Shit.
Shit.
Y'all gonna see me on the news. You see these new beats my girlfriend got me?
Which ones?
She got me.
The Power Beats? Yeah. Did she get you the green ones?
Of course she did, to match my phone, because I got a good girlfriend. I'm special. At least when she told me that, I didn't know what type of special she meant. So I was kind of sitting there like this. And I was like,
That eat the crayon special.
Hey, George.
What?
Eat the crayon special.
Eat the crayon and use applesauce to color.
Courtney shot and killed all the bullies around the world on the day of News 21 Pittsburgh. You think I would still go to jail if I killed all the people who bully somebody? Yes.
Yes.
I got your bail money, Courtney. No worries. Make it happen. My daddy was a cop and detective. Shit, I don't want nothing to do with cops nowadays.
Don't start.
Was that too? I'm serious though. Right, I'm gonna be like, hello.
I agree with John. That is not a sport.
Just so we are clear, playing a sport game on a gaming console is not a sport. It's an activity, hobby, time, taker upper, haha. I mean, shit, just dancing and twerking ain't a sport either, but they call it a cheerleading contest. Triggered. Hashtag
Honestly,
triggered.
you just triggered a bunch of people. Fuck, now we're not going to get any more fans. Fucking Karens across the world are going to come after us.
Oh, that's really sad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's like, I didn't know you're. I'm sorry. Crayola does have a macaroni color. Hope Courtney don't eat it. As long as they got like fried chicken color, watermelon color, grape Kool-Aid flavors. Like they should make Crayola for like black people. Like they should have watermelon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You think that would be fucked up? Somebody would take it personal.
Oh, somebody would definitely take that personal.
Like, yeah, I see this video. This picture, this girl got asked the prom, and the dude had some fried chicken, some watermelon, and some cans. Man, let you show it to my doorstep like that. You ain't making it. You ain't making it home.
Everybody's going to hell.
Everybody. These kids sit in front of camera, play games, and make thousands a week, and then the tournament they're playing for millions of dollars. Great, great drink per. Nothing's wrong with Kool-Aid. You damn right. Been serving a black since I don't know how long. How long Kool-Aid been around? Dude, I got the sleepy giggles. I'm so tired that literally everything is funny. Like, oh man. All right. So seriously, can we get back to sports? So
No.
yeah, probably not. So you said that you want to see more FS1. There's a guy. So one of my Marine brothers. He's a stock car racer. I don't know what the difference between stock car and NASCAR is, but like his looks completely different than a normal NASCAR. It's all good in the hood. Is that the dad or the son? Oh no, Jimmy's the son.
Yeah, Jimmy's the son. Jim is the dad.
So Jim is Weenie Hut. Jimmy is Weenie Hut Jr. Somebody, are you so? I don't know if this is water. It's all good in the hood, baby. So, George.
Yeesh.
NASCAR is stock car, just top of the line. Nice to know. Did you hear anything on football camps opening up on time? NFL.
They released something today, and then NFL offices disputed that. They said at beginning of June they were talking about opening up minicamp, but then NFL turned around and said they disputed it. So I don't know where they stand right now. But Jersey just said they're opening up. So if Jersey's on their way to open up, should be good for the rest of the place. I mean, right now, New York is the last place that's like ground zero of Crazy Town.
You're talking about Weenie Hut Jr., but you're the one with the sippy cup. And click that link.
First of all, it's not a sippy cup; it's a water bottle, and I
That's a
got the
sippy
one
cup.
with the nipple because I like nipples. Boom. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. John,
People got me looking up hoodies now.
I already thought about making hoodies, getting the same
So did
material
I.
as
I
the.
kind of wanted the same brand, but they don't make them big enough.
They make them big enough, George. You just gotta leave the shirt ordering to me. Okay, I'm gonna order a few because I leave in a couple weeks to go down North Carolina for my apartment ship, and I'm gonna have people down there ordering for you guys. Thanks, cuz.
We ship everywhere in the U.S.
Yep. We're like UPS. What can Brad do for you? Even though we go through USPS. My mom's fiance works at USPS. Maybe he can give me a discount. Why am I just now thinking about this? This motherfucker been working there for like 7 months, and I'm just now thinking about him.
Anthony just said it right. Northgate Education.
Where the N stands for knowledge. When that is your motto for a school, I think that is a fucking problem.
That's fair.
I don't know if I'm allowed back at Northgate yet.
Probably not.
I don't know if you got to wait like a year or two because or like you got to wait. I don't know how that works. Cuz like I don't hate the school. Like it wasn't the school that was like the problem. You know what I'm saying? It was like but then what's funny is like their coach still has a job. He's laying that pipe. Let me stop, George. Stop.
Fuck it. We're all unemployed now. That team might have negative wins this year.
And I don't think you have brain cells to lose because you gotta have at least one or two dogs. You got along with George and me, so I don't think George and I. So I don't think you can. I don't think you can have brain cells because we don't have any. We haven't had any for a long time.
Just running on autopilot at this point.
Absolutely. Like it's to the point where like I woke up and was like, man, I really don't know how I made it this far. like how am I able to like wake up on time every day and never be late? Shit, I hate the school. They didn't teach us nothing. We learned more from our coaches before the teachers. I don't know. I can't say that, man. Northgate education really wasn't bad. I think it was the fact that we just didn't care enough until it's too late. Like, and I know that because when I dropped out, I felt like I had nothing left to achieve. Like I was like, this is pointless. There's no. But then when I went back, I was like, man, like there's so much knowledge here. Well, I think being under him in football, I definitely lost a few brain cells. Them damn bags used to set me back a couple years in life. Hey, man. People don't know what it's like to have George in the trenches with you as your coach. Shit ain't fun, especially if you see somebody being weak. Oh, my God. Oh, we want to be weak? Like if George said, I remember, so listen, so last year, I go to a practice for Bishop Canavan. George says, you're going to run until I puke. and I looked at it and was like, what'd you just say? I was like, what? You're gonna run to an eye puke?
Whenever you don't want to listen, and all I ask you to do is give me 70% effort on a drill. Dudes are walking around.
You know how fucked up you gotta be to tell somebody like, you gonna run to eye puke. But like, did you even eat anything to puke? No. You gonna be running all day. Get them chopping. No. Man. Yeah, I don't think anyone knows them times. The trenches was real. They used to run us more than the slave owners. Whoa. But we is in shape though, I can definitely say that.
Listen,
Man,
I was brought up through the ranks of football that said that coaches would always say practice is going to suck. That way, game day is just fun. And again, that's how I always wanted to do it.
I look back and I sit there and I'm like you look back at the Ravens and not the Ravens, but you look back at the Miami Hurricanes and you hear how they talk. And the mentality was like, practice was so hard. Playing in games was practice. Like playing in games was so easy for them because of the mentality was like, yo, you can't slack at practice. Because behind, like Reggie Wayne said it. He said, man, I can't get out the game. He's like, because if I get out, I got Andre Johnson behind me, and I ain't getting back in. Like, and it's like they had that mentality. And then I sat back and looked at us and, man, like, single A schools, the lack of depth. Because if you remember, when I got hurt, like, being hurt was never a thing. Like, I mean, I was like, I would be limping, but, like, I never felt like, oh, I'm going to come out the game no matter how bad an injury was. But that's because I knew, like, if I go out the game, there ain't nobody else. Like, do you remember when Fish went out with an ankle injury in his last game?
No, but probably.
Remember it was that Avonworth game, and I was only playing defense, and Fish went out with an ankle injury, so I moved the offense. Dude, and I'm like, bro, it's your last game of the year. Ever playing in your life. Ever playing in your life. Like, I look back, and the biggest thing I take on it is, like, on the football field, I gave everything I had in practice. Like, it was to the point where when I came back that year from dropping out, you remember I came to practice every single day knowing I wasn't playing?
Yeah, you mainly, Saran sometimes.
Yeah, and I literally whooped Lenoski's ass. I whooped everybody's because I was like, man, you got to push yourself, like, so much to where, like, when I went out for that Avonworth game, I had nothing. Like, my last game ever, I had nothing left. Like, I literally had that. And then the same mentality in the Marine Corps was like, the reason why my legs are at the point that they are now is because I gave so much that it was to the point where my legs literally had to go numb and shut my body down from my back all the way down. And that was it. That was my body. Like, my body had nothing left to give. So I think it's the mentality of, like, who you're around. And that's why I say coaching is so important. And, like, if you have a coach like you or coach like Coach Mars, or like your position coaches are going to be closer than your head coach. But then when you have a head coach like Wally, where it's like in the offseason, you know he's going to be working with you. You know he's going to bust his ass with you. Yeah, he's a little hot-headed, right? Like, he's a little quick to get upset and quick to, like, ugh. But at the same time, you know that man's going to go to war with you guys. Like, I'll never forget when they had me at guard at practice and they kept making me pull on Connor Dodger to run him up. Yo! And he was fucking bitching. Man. Yeah. You remember when you did that to Connor?
No.
Was it Connor or was it his brother? Who was his brother? Jesse. Yeah, it was Connor.
Yeah.
Because Jesse was the girl. Jesse was the badass. Like Jesse was the older one.
Connor got better.
Yeah, but it was shit
Or
like
no,
that.
Connor was the older one. Jesse was the one I coached, but he got better over the years.
Yeah. That's another one. Practice how you play is two. All one I used to use in coaching. I made girls cry. I was tough, but my youth boys team always had a ridiculous winning record. I'll never coach girls again. They are not raised like we were. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like Anthony's trying to get George in jail by talking about how he's hazing a guy, keep making him get fucked up over and over. He trying to put him in jail.
It wasn't hazing. It was fucking
They
teaching.
were like, come here, George. So you know that clearance that you have to coach? We're going to need it back. We're going to need it back.
Shit, talking about Mackenzie, whenever I coached that women's league for that 3 months, that shit was hell.
Was she there?
Nah, we weren't friends yet. No, it was that women's football league that I coached. That shit was nuts. You have a team meeting and they're like, treat us like you would treat guys. And then you do, and then fucking just hissy fit.
See, we always had this joke. So, like the female Marines, right? It's like, do you open a door for her or do you let her open the door for you? But then you're morally fucked up. It's like what? It's like you let her open the door and then you got some other person like, you're a dick. Why do you go? Like, she's still a woman. But then you're like, it's just like, it's so emotional. You know where I think Northgate messed up? I think they should have pushed more players to wrestle. And LMAO, bro, he was so pissed he kept making me do it because he was being so lazy all day at practice. And he kept making me pull until he knocked me back. Listen, if you're going to cry when you get knocked down or yelled at, get off my field. I like her. Where's she coach at? I like this lady. Where's she coach at?
She's not right now, but she I forget. I know she's out in New Ken, so she coached one of the teams out there.
For real?
Yeah.
I live in me and Kenya are probably gonna get a place in Brentwood or near or West Mifflin. So that's close to New Ken.
No.
Yeah, it's like New Kensington is like
New Kensington's out 28. Fucking Brentwood and West Mifflin's over by fucking me.
Never mind. Do you think we will see a female like offense coordinator, defense coordinator anytime soon?
No. You'll see the farthest again. I can't say no because of how the NFL is becoming, but I could never see them more than maybe a head position coach. They'll never I don't ever see them getting into a coordinator position.
Yeah, I think
again, so the hard part and again, it's nothing sexist, but and again, you can kind of talk about it, but you can talk about it too, but I couldn't imagine taking instruction from somebody that's never done it. And I guess that's how I've always coached. I'd never make any of my guys do something that I haven't done playing. So I couldn't imagine taking coaching from somebody that has never played my position, has learned from just watching video. I guess it's weird because Bill Belichick never played football, but he's a great football mind, but he was also he was also constantly around football. Like I guess I would have to be like it would be having to be like the white coach from Remember the Titan, like his daughter, that like from like diapers to like pros that she was always around football. But
So I can attest to that because, like I said, being in the Marine Corps, having females in charge, it's okay to have females in charge when there's kind of a balance of men and women. You know what I mean? Like basketball. Like females can be head coaches on a boys basketball team in college, in the NFL. I mean, like in the NBA, and there not be a problem because like that female, like Sue Bird, or like the assistant for who's under Greg Popovich, she's the second in command. Like she can be the head coach of a basketball team. But like you said, physically, like to be able to
like when I like again, I guess the easiest way I can explain, and it's hard because most people don't have like that football mentality. But like when I flip that switch, like I don't know. Like
when I so listen, when I flip that switch, who there ain't because then you need somebody like you to where like you can get in my face and I can tell you like I want to fucking punch you in your face and it not be like a problem.
that and like coming from like the offensive, like me from like the offensive line standpoint, a lot of the shit that we do, and like you know it, and like how I talk about like football, like I feel like a lot of the time you have to be in the shit to be able to explain like how to do it. And I mean, yes, there's women leagues and there's some badass women that like play in it, but it's just not the same. Like not the same.
Yeah, like when it's time to do hood rat shit, you need
Well,
a whole
like
bunch
Jimmy
of hood
Keys
rats.
just said, yeah, go from goof to goon.
Absolutely. Like, okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin? Like,
but like, I can't say it because I've never even been close to that. Like, I've had like, again, the closest I've ever had to a female on the field was a trainer.
yeah.
And like, again, I'd listen to a female strength conditioning coach.
Right.
Because like if Erica came in the weight room and told us shit to do, like, okay, yeah, like you're physically fit. Like you're throwing around weight that like most high school kids aren't. Like that I'd understand. But like as a position coach, like I guess it would be by position. Like I could see like not
Receiver.
still in the NFL, like there's a certain caliber of clout that you carry. And like, I mean, it's not like every coach was like an all pro, but it's just weird.
Like again, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying in the NFL having a woman head coach, O coordinator, D coordinator is a problem.
Well, put it this way, we're having such an issue right now of getting minorities in the head coaching position to the point that we're offering a higher draft selection in the third round that, again, women aren't even close. You know how many dudes would fucking lose their absolute shit if a female got picked with next to no resume when there's a bunch of dudes waiting. And again, we're still looking at arguing coaches not getting their fair swing because of skin color. Like that's my other thing too. Like that drives shit away.
See, and again, and this is a good talking point because, of course, you know me. I'm so big on black, like being black and growing up black and understanding what it takes, like to be successful. And I think when people like if you look at your post, people would think you're against like the minority hire. Like if people don't know you, if they just went on George Frisch's page and they're like looking at it and they're like, oh, this guy's a dickhead. Like he doesn't want black people to be successful. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of your people are like,
you're talking about. I was like, what do you mean?
No.
No, about what Tomlin said and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you meant like my general content. I was like, what do you mean?
No.
Fuck. I was like, I gotta re-advise my page.
No,
God
but
damn.
it's like,
I'm like,
it's
where
like-
does swastikas come from?
right. But I feel like the problem is like guys like Marvin Lewis, guys like Mike Tomlin, guys like Tony Dungy, like these guys, again, Marvin Lewis didn't win a playoff game, but he took his team to multiple 5+, 10+ playoff seasons. You know what I mean? Like Brian Flores, who served under Bill Belichick for 14 years before he got his chance. And then you got guys like fucking Joe Thomas or Joe Jonas or Joe Judge, whatever the fuck his name is, from Jacksonville, who hasn't done shit. But because he was ranked by Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, he gets a position. Or like Cliff Kingsbury, who does fucking nothing in Texas Tech, gets a job because of Patrick Mahomes. Like he's credited with Patrick Mahomes. I feel like it's a slap in the face for guys who are like working their asses off and they don't get the chances. And then even when they get the chance, the interview, and here's the problem, because the interviews will always be a check in the box. Because as long as a company knows that they just have to talk to these people, like they're not really going to do it out of the kindness of their heart because they know who they want. Coming into the season, you don't think Las Vegas knew that they were going to get John Gruden? Like these teams know who they want. They know it months ahead of time. Now, what I do like, the one thing I do like is the fact that they like can't block. Well, if it gets, I don't know if they decided on it, but like not being able to block O coordinators and D coordinators from interviewing for head coaching jobs.
No, they were so assistants no longer have that whatever. Like any team's allowed to talk to an assistant coach about a OCHC or DC position. There's no that tampering. There's not a tampering period anymore.
Right.
Now, again, if you're a coordinator, you still have that tampering area where you can't talk about a head coaching position. And I think they made it that you had to interview X amount of people under the Rooney Rule now, but they sidebarred for at least the time being the added advantage of like draft picks.
Yeah, like again, I think the Rooney Rule was like you had to interview at least one minority coach.
Yeah, now it's more.
And now they're trying to say 3. Now I think
it's like 2 to 3, something like that.
Right.
Which again, I'm good with. And like that part I'm good with. The thing that I thought got real fucky and real weird was whenever you added incentives for adding a upper coach or an executive. And like obviously it was just a preliminary thing, so they never said time frame, but they said for multiple years. But like I feel like it got real, like that gets real fucking murky and real weird. And, like obviously it was just a
that shit almost had me fucking seize up.
But like again, I'm good. Like whenever it was either Herm Edwards or Dungy that was the huge advocate for the Rooney Rule. And again, it was deemed the Rooney Rule because it was right when Tomlin got hired.
Yeah.
And like part of me thinks that like more guys are getting looked at, but like Joe Judge getting hired again is allowed regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think this dude had any kind of real qualifications aside from like, again, coming from those coaching trees. Now, again, part of me also then says, well, where's Herm Edwards? Where's Tony Dungy? Where is Marvin Lewis? Where's Tomlin? Like Hugh Jackson? Like, where are all these guys coaching trees? And like even Bruce Arians, like Bruce Arians always had a lot of black coaches. Ron Rivera, where's your coaching tree? Like that's where
Well, I
I'm
think
looking at things and going, you want more, but like where are we looking at here?
Well, I think what it is, man, is like, so when you talk about coaching trees, like Tony Dungy's coaching tree would essentially have Mike Tomlin under it. Mike Tomlin's coaching tree would
It's all white.
Yeah.
Other than some position coaches, all of it. I mean, now granted, we also got to look at ownership and like who's pulling that string, but also like, so this is all my other thing too, though, is like, yes, ownership has a lot of play in that, but if you're going to come out as the swinging dick saying, yes, we need to add more draft picks for having like black coaches and executives, why aren't you adding more guys to your staff?
But I think that's a fine line of like, you don't need to add for you to feel, because at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. And that's the problem. He's not saying absolutely put them in a position just because. He's saying if they are like, we need to do a better job of making. Why in the hell does Louis Riddick not have a GM job?
Well, he stepped down. He used
but essentially he stepped down because of his problems with ownership.
Yeah,
again, this is what
and
I'm
I
saying.
mean,
Like,
when you
look at it, you're telling me there's only two. Like just now, the Browns have the one black executive GM that I know of, and they just hired him this year.
Yeah,
he's like 35, and I'm saying it's like, dude, like, yeah,
most of these GMs have. I mean, to be fair, you look at most of these teams though; they're not firing their GMs. Only the Browns are the only dumb motherfuckers that are bringing in GMs like new pairs of pants.
No, I mean, I get it, but what I'm saying is, I feel like Bruce Arians' coaching tree, like one of the biggest names is Byron Leftwich and Steve Wilkes. Like Steve Wilkes got a head coaching job. He got ousted after 2 years when he had nothing to build on, and it really didn't have a future like that at that point. And then you got like Byron Leftwich. He's looking really good in Tampa, calling plays. Like he's going to do great things. And so, like, where's Herm Edwards? Where are those guys? Like, those guys are in college. Those guys are.
And again, that's the other funny thing too is like, I feel a lot of minority guys are going to college because they get a better chance.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, the one biggest proving is the fuck is his name? Strong.
Charlie Strong.
Yeah, that motherfucker sucks at coaching. And he's had 97 head coaching jobs. Like he's either a really good interviewer or I don't know. Another one is the coach that was at
Taggart.
Thank you.
Look,
he also sucks at coaching. I'm so happy that he left Oregon, so we got Mario Cristobal. Like. And like, I don't like, he's another one that, I mean, he had dudes lining up backwards and he turns around and leaves, gets removed from Florida State, and he ends up with another job right down the road. Like, it's just, it's weird.
Like, I feel like, again, and this is the sad part, this is the worst part, 90% of the league is black.
Oh, player-wise, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, when you have 90% of the league that's black, and you look at most positional coaches, tell me what skin color they are.
White.
Black.
Huh?
Like, you're probably going to have...
out of the trenches are black.
Yeah. And then in the trenches, you're going to get you.
It's like 50, I'll probably say 50-50.
Right, like 50 offensive line is mostly white, D line is probably black.
Yeah.
Like that's probably what it's gonna be like. So I just feel like you got to do a better job. And again, it's sad that we live in a world where we have to give incentives to hire black people.
Well, I would like them to do. I'd honestly like to see so if the NFL really has big balls,
Kevin Sumlin, that's another one. Yeah,
Well, he's not that bad. I mean, he's bad, but he's not that bad. But I would like to see the NFL say, you know what, fuck it, and just open up the door for a true independent investigator to come in and say, this is how many black guys are actually or Latino are actually interviewing for these higher up positions. So any coordinator, any head coach. And then also guys with qualifications are looking for executive positions. Again, I could put my hat in the ring for an executive position. I'm not going to get dick because I have no other real qualifications.
Right.
Like you can't be a position intern in summer camp and think that you're going to throw your hat in the ring to be an offensive coordinator.
Like not everybody's going to be like fucking who's the coach from the Cleveland Browns last year? Fucking not everybody's going to be that guy.
Oh, fucking Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens. And again, Freddie Kitchens is like the worst version of any. Like he's another dickhead that fucking has to ruin it for fucking everybody. Fucking Freddie Kitchens has barely half a good season. And, I mean, granted, they would have ended up still with a white guy. I mean, they still did. But the DC should have got the head coaching job. I forget his name. I can see his face because he was on
Williams?
Yes, Doug Williams, I think.
Great.
Greg Williams. I was close. Yeah. It was a real white first name.
He's the Jets. And then again, the problem with me is Adam Gase. Guys like him, Jeff Fisher. Again, you're telling give a nigga a chance. That's the point. Somebody gotta come out and be like, give a nigga a chance. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like.
No, again, I feel the same way with quarterbacks. For how long do we see the same white quarterback? I mean, and it's not just white quarterbacks, but it's shitty white quarterbacks.
Right.
I forget the dude's first name, but his last name was Painter. My dude was my man was in the league for 76 years behind Peyton Manning and did nothing. Not one thing. Charlie Whitehurst was another one. Didn't do dick and averaged $12 million a year. Fuck that.
Josh McCown played fucking 15 teams.
Any of the McCowans. All 7 of them. I can't tell them apart. But both of those dudes would be in the year for 17 years apiece.
And then we talked about this because then when a black guy comes into the league, they're like, oh, he's a running back. No, motherfucker,
Well, that's why I love the XFL. Most of their quarterbacks were minority quarterbacks and were killing it until week 4, whenever Cardell Jones had to suck fucking dick and throw my man tried catching up with
Jameis Winston
and was throwing 6 picks a game.
But Mount, and I think that's what the thing is, man. Let a nigga get a chance. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Lynn. He has done a great job in San Diego. Injuries have been a thing. Let that guy continue to get a chance because you hear about character guys. Ron Rivera is another one. Character guy. Where it's these guys care more about making men. Mike Tomlin. I fucking hate how he coaches against bad teams. I hate everything about the motherfucker against losing teams. But at the same time, he is all class. No matter what, man, listen, Barack Obama could have been the worst president ever. You can argue that, right? Me being 12 years old when he got elected to become the president of the United States, that motherfucker could have sold drugs out the White House and I would have found an excuse to make it okay. Like that man had all class compared to our president now, where it's like he don't give a fuck. Like that is not how a president should act. Whether it's funny, whether it's cute, whether it's cool, that's not how a president should act. And for me, that's what I like. You seen these black coaches like Brian Flores, like that guy is going to be great. Like he is building a culture off of what he learned by who he had, and it wasn't easy for him. It wasn't easy to get that job in Miami. He had to work his ass off. Benemi is another guy who had to work his ass off, and he'll the time will come for him next year. But imagine it, like, how do you feel if you got to leave to go to a smaller? Now, college is great, but how do you feel if you got to leave because you feel like you're well deserving of a job? Like, I had this situation where somebody was talking, and this job told this lady, my friend's wife, told this lady, like, hey, we're opening up this new position. We're creating this new position for you. Just fill out the application, and we'll be able to push you through. You just got to go through the interview process, right? So she does it. She does all the hard ass work, and then they hire somebody else. Like, how the hell are you going to be successful at being a D coach, a defense coordinator, being an offensive coordinator, working your ass off, and then they're like, no, we're going to go with Joe Judge. Fuck you. I would be so pissed off. But then it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to eat the bullet. I'm going to stay a coordinator because I'm in the NFL, and I don't want to go down to college, even though it could be a position for me to be a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see guys getting chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And they allow it for the black athletes as long as the black athletes doing good for them. Like, as long as they're going to make money off of them. Josh Gordon, Aldon Smith, that guy, whatever the fuck his name is. Aldon Smith.
Yeah.
Greg Hardy had it. Randy Gregory. I mean, shit, the list goes on. As long as you're a brother, Antonio Brown, as long as you're a brother who can produce, they got you. But then when it comes to coaching, you've been producing, but hey, bro, stay in your lane. You're not ready for this. And that's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, again, a lot of those guys that you just listed are exactly why the NFL is losing a lot of fans, I think.
Right. So yeah, man, is there anything else? Because I got to go to bed to get up early. Is there anything else?
I gotta wake up the girls tomorrow. This is the first time I'm waking up before 10 o'clock in like 3 months. It's gonna be fun.
All right, man. Well,
6 pots of coffee brewed with Red Bull.
Absolutely. Hey, bro, I might go to work drinking some Henny.
I'm gonna be hearing noises or seeing noises.
Looking out your ears.
Something like that.
All right, man. Great talk. I don't know if we got anything accomplished, but I feel like it was a very good show.
No, we got more comments than we did during our other stream. So,
all right. I'm gonna call you as soon as this is over.
All right, peace.
All right.